All right, it is November 10th. I'm just getting this video recorded nice and early in the morning on Friday. This week has been awesome. It's been busy but awesome. So I have had some tech leads from across the US, as well as a manager that I work with over in Suzhou, China. They flew in this week to be in Redmond at our Microsoft headquarters, which is really cool. I don't usually go into the office. I work remote, but this week I was driving in every day. So, um, in terms of like the sort of, I haven't been able to. My voice, where's that going? I haven't been able to put out my blog post that I normally do just because the commute chews up a lot of my time that I otherwise don't have in my normal day to day. But obviously, I'm trying to prioritize those interactions in person, which have been awesome. So some of these folks I've worked with for over 3 years, and I've never met in person. I think I've almost met my entire team now, because some of these folks don't. Actually, none of them report to me directly, but they're in my sort of slightly larger team that I manage part of. So yeah, the interaction's amazing. Just getting to sit down in a room and brainstorm and draw things up and bounce ideas back and forth. Like I really miss that. I know that you can you can obviously do it on calls and things like that, but I just feel like it's not quite the same. So the yeah, I have one more day of that today, so I'm getting this video recorded nice and early so that I'm going to talk about this coming up. I have a call at 8 a.m. and then basically at 9 I'm hoping I'm gonna get stuck in rush hour traffic. I know it, but I'm hoping that it takes me less than an hour to get to work so I can get set up for a presentation at 10. But we'll see how that goes. It shouldn't normally take more than an hour, but I don't control the highway, and there's one major highway basically, so that's a bit of a gamble. So I'm really happy how this week went. It's been a bit of a whirlwind, just because when you're doing a lot of meetings and a lot of face-to-face time, like we don't get as much work done, like other stuff that we're already committed to. So that's the drawback. But when we had LATAM folks visit a couple of weeks back, maybe a month or two ago now, uh, maybe not even that long. Yeah, probably less than 2 months ago. It was the same kind of thing, right? We're prioritizing these in-person conversations and things like that, and they're super valuable. But you'd have this other work that's kind of piling up on the side. So, yeah, I think starting Monday, things will feel like they're kind of back to normal on that front. But it's been a great week for work just from those interactions. So that's that. Where to jump into next? Let's go into Meal Coach next. So for Meal Coach, I have a meeting coming up in about 20 minutes now. So this video will be a relatively well, hopefully I'll keep it on time, keep it kind of short. But I contacted someone on LinkedIn that I'm gonna say I worked with. We worked at the same company. I didn't work close with him, but he does like advertising and marketing. And I think I don't I might have the details incorrect here, so I don't mean to misconstrue them. But he was helping do advertisements and marketing and things like that for this startup I was at before Microsoft in their very early days. But I think early on into that, I believe him and his wife kind of took their efforts into their own company. So I think he was doing more like consulting, or we contracted him out kind of thing. Again, I could have that wrong, but I just remember like he was awesome guy, clearly knows what he's doing, and I just reached out to him and I was like, hey, look, I know you guys do a lot of this kind of thing for marketing and getting businesses like visibility and stuff like that, but like we're in this. If you've watched some of the other vlogs, right, like we're in this kind of interesting position with Meal Coach where like we're pretty confident we have to spend more time like hands on with people, and I have some updates on that as well. Um, but how do we balance that with like inbound marketing? So we're putting out ads, like SEO. We did a bunch of blog posts over the past month or so to get traffic, which we're getting some, but now how do we convert? All this kind of stuff. Where should we invest our time? So he's got a lot of perspective on that, and said that I could pick his brain for 30 minutes. So I'm going to do that this morning. Very excited and very thankful for that. It's been a good reminder. I was thinking about this, right? Like, I've worked with a lot of amazing people, and so I'm very fortunate for that. And I think that I should do a better job of like, I'm going to use the word leaning, or the phrase like leaning on some of my connections and network. But when I say leaning on, I don't mean like I have an expectation they do something for me. I just mean leaning on the fact that I'm connected to them to reach out and try to, get some information and restore that network if I and that connection if I can. So very excited to chat with him on continuing on that front on the meal coach side. I had um, one coach on LinkedIn, extremely thankful that she gave me the time of day. So I hate I hate reaching out to people and being like, "Hey, try this out," because we're not even selling it. We're literally trying to give it away and just have people use it so we can get feedback. And this is going to sound kind of funny. Her feedback wasn't positive, but that's okay because any feedback that we get is like very helpful. But very very nice woman. Again, super thankful that she was giving us the time. But she basically said it wasn't intuitive, right? She was trying to even just get started on our website and was like, it's not intuitive. In fact, there was a bug, which is my fault. I was trying to do some caching. Caching is like the worst thing ever for being buggy, so I just removed the caching. But anyway, her feedback was it's not intuitive, which is very good feedback. And she admitted she didn't get very far into it because she was having some of these issues. But she did sort of confirm that someone in her position does see value in this. So she was saying like she's not giving up on it, right? Which is, to me, that's like the most this one of the two really powerful things about this. One was that she gave us feedback, even if it's not something we want to hear, because we need to do something about it. But the second part was that she wasn't like, thanks and see you later, like you just wasted my time. She said, I want to get on a call with you and see if you can show me how it works so that I can understand it better, which is amazing, right? I'm going to try to keep this in mind as I'm going forward that even with a bit of like upfront, I'm going to call it like rejection, you get this kind of bad news, like, yeah, I couldn't really figure it out, it wasn't good. That sucks to hear, obviously, but it's useful feedback. And on top of that, being able to continue on and say, but I still want to learn more. Can you show me? Because we've piqued your curiosity, right? She sees value in the concept. So we're going to try to get some time set up to do that call. So just wanted to share that because I'm super thankful there. And then I think I mentioned this last week, but this week's been so busy for me with the folks at work and just my kind of schedule for after work time. But I have to meet up with the IFBB pro at the gym to sit down and go through meal coach with him. So I think yesterday might have been the first day where he saw me and didn't run up to tell me about it, to ask about when we can sit down. So I don't want to lose that momentum, but I'll try to bother him even either this weekend if I see him or early next week when things are less wild with work. So good on that front. Another thing I'm going to try to do is I have a hunch that one of the challenges that people are going to experience, at least with seeing the value, is that when they go to generate meal plans, there's not a ton of meal or like recipes that are added. It's it's a thing that's relatively easy to do. It just takes time. So I'm going to look into using some AI to generate recipes. There's a catch because we can't just generate recipes like willy-nilly. We have to make sure that they're compatible with our data sets. So I'm probably going to explore that just so I can be running something like that on the side and looking at the results and then manually approving them if they seem realistic. So that way, when people go to use it, they're not like, why does it feel like I keep regenerating meals or like my meal plan and it's like similar things over and over? Like that's gonna happen because it's optimizing your macronutrients, right? Like you need to pick other constraints if you want to see different things, but with more options for recipes means that you will see more variety as it's trying to optimize. So I'm gonna try to do that on the side. a bit of a programming thing, so that'll be cool. But I think that's it for Meal Coach. Let's chat. Dev leader brand. Kind of mentioned that this week, in terms of blog posts, this is I think since I got back into writing like many blog posts per week, I think this is the first week aside from my vacation where I couldn't keep up. I got one blog post out versus six. Um, I'm not beating myself up over that because I knew that this week was going to be very interesting with people traveling. And between last weekend and this weekend coming up, I am working on this other project that's due mid-December. That's taking up, I say taking up a lot of time, not like it's a bad thing. It requires a lot of time. I didn't have time to write the blog posts for this week. I wrote one, so I'm not gonna be upset about it. I could keep the videos going on YouTube, which is really what I cared about. Um, my newsletter still, so like technically last week I added like another exclusive article kind of thing. I'm gonna do the same thing this for this weekend. I have the idea and everything kind of picked out, so it's not like so that I'm. Let me be honest, right? Like it means that I dropped the ball on some content creation, but I think I picked the right thing to drop. The articles primarily at this point, for full transparency, the videos are where I'm trying to drive people to. I want to have content that's valuable in my videos. Articles I find are great for code snippets for people to go grab and work with, but the videos explain it much better, I feel at least. So having me walk through code, explain concepts in the videos, but having the companion article, I feel like personally, the text in the article, like a lot of it, like truly is optimized for SEO. It's to help get traffic from Google searches, but the content of the article, like if it's not a coding one, I mean, it's going to have valuable information laid out. So parking those ones, the ones that have code, I feel like the real value is that you can go take the code. Like you can't copy and paste it out of my video, but you can copy and paste it out of the article to play with it. So um, they serve different purposes, but you'll like I link videos a lot of the time into articles, right? If you've been on my website, you've noticed this. And that's because I want to reinforce that there's value in the videos. Like as you're skimming through the article, because I don't think a lot of people read every word, you skim through, getting some concepts, and you go, oh, this video will help explain it. That's my goal. Over time, what I would love to be able to do is flip the script. I would love to have my YouTube channel be successful enough where people go, I want to read more. I want more information. I want more of what I'm seeing from this video, and I drive traffic the other way to the website. And then the website is less heavy on like doing 6 blog posts a week. It's not sustainable. I know that I will not be able to continue that. That's okay, but I would like to be offering different types of value, whether that's more courses. Um, did I use the word more as in I already have courses? Um, I'll let you decide. So, more courses, other types of content. Like, I would like to drive people back to the website to get other types of information or other types of value. So that's the ultimate goal. But right now the direction's kind of inversed, right? Trying to get that search traffic from Google to help go to the videos, grow the channel because I feel like most of the value is there right now, and then later direct people back to the website once the channel's grown more. So that's my strategy, and I'm transparent about this because I'm not trying to like manipulate people into like what am I selling you right now, right? Like if you're watching this, you've subscribed to a monthly membership where I'm trying to just give you transparency about all the things I'm doing. I'm not like there's no I'm not trying to trick anyone into anything. I'm just trying to share my experiences. So at some point, like if I'm selling courses and other types of digital material, again, like that's not me trying to manipulate people into it. It's like I want to continue to offer free information. That's my ultimate goal, help people. And then have some other things that if you want to pay extra, you can for that. So that's I can't do that off of YouTube, so eventually having YouTube traffic come back to the website, that's the goal. Um Yeah, otherwise, like I kind of said, I'm going to be spending this weekend again, dedicating a lot of time to that other project that's due mid-December. I feel like there's some good momentum there. Um, oh, this is, I forgot to mention this because it's kind of a hybrid between the work stuff and the dev leader brand, but I had two really cool interactions this past week with people at work. One of them is another engineering manager messaged me to ask if I wanted to speak at one of their teams. It's not like an architecture review, but they talk about architecture, software design, things like that. And she said, I watch your videos on LinkedIn all of the time, and I thought that it would be a good fit if you came and gave a chat to our team about a topic of your choosing, but here are some of the themes. I thought that was so cool. So I'm going to talk to them about one of the videos I've put together on making things more testable. So being able to extract code out and then write tests on the code you extracted. And this is to help you in situations where you go, I made a fix to some legacy code or some code that can't be tested. And my argument is you can always make things at least a little bit more testable. So extract the code, write the tests on that, help prove some behavior, some amount of extra confidence, and go from there. So that's the presentation I have at 10. So I got to make sure I'm out of here on time. And then the other thing that was, I think, probably more cool, because that was already really awesome. I was mentioning that I have to put this presentation, that I was offered to put this presentation together for this team to an individual I work with. And he was mentioning to me, he said, "Oh, I also watch all of your videos on LinkedIn." And he said, "I'm also subscribed to your newsletter." And this is someone that I didn't think had any interest in this kind of stuff. And he said, like, just been waiting for some time, but I want to go back through the newsletters and like try out some of the practice questions and reviewing some more stuff in depth. And I was like, this is the coolest thing. Because on LinkedIn in particular, it's not that there's no interactions. Like I get impressions, there's views on because I post videos a lot. But in terms of like the visual or sort of more concrete feedback I get, it's going to be comments and reactions. Those are pretty limited. If I look at some other accounts posting, hundreds, sometimes thousands of reactions. I get on a good post like 20. Um, so like whole orders of magnitude more. Um, and when I see their content versus mine, I'm not trying to say like I'm better, like therefore give me more. Like they've built up their networks, they've done an amazing job, but I'm like it's kind of frustrating because I'm like I feel like I'm offering value. Why don't I have like a why is there no like feedback mechanism that's like showing me that more tangibly? But the the most tangible feedback is having people tell me in person. Like they're not the people that are sitting there like liking and commenting on my videos, but it's even better feedback, right? They're saying I watch these and like I'm learning from them. So I thought that was super cool, but just wanted to share those two things. And especially like I don't know, like for people watching this, if one of the things that you're learning on your like software engineering journey is that you should be trying to put content out there as well, I think it's an amazing way to learn. But I just wanted to remind you that if you're feeling like no one's looking at it, no one's watching it, there's no interactions, like that's not necessarily true. If you're getting any watches or any impressions on your stuff, odds are there's people that are extracting value from it. So keep that in mind. I'm going to try to do that for myself because I think it's just helpful to keep the motivation up. So I'm almost at 20 minutes, and I said I wanted to be pretty quick. So I got a couple minutes before this call. I'm going to wrap this up. So thank you so much for your support. I do greatly appreciate it. I hope you find something interesting about the behind the scenes aspect of this, and I will see you next week. So thanks and take care.